of these markets, the dividend yield is 3 times higher than the bond yield. Dividends will be cut, at least 50% across the board, but at least you get paid to wait. And I think, if I look at the whole world, I'm sure if you start buying equities today, over the next 10 years, you will make some money.
Good. I'm going to tell my mom not to give up on the 401k. Next, we're going to have one last one, and we're going to show you, this could blow their minds. You know what a dollar looks like, you know what 100 looks like, 1,000. Maybe if you're really creative, you can imagine what $1 million looks like. We're going to show you in the physical manifesto. Yeah, exactly. How did you guess?
Yeah, I've seen it already.
God, he reads minds as well. We've been talking about millions, billions, and trillions of dollars in bailouts, stimulus, blah, 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 et al., etc., ad nauseum. Can you picture what $1 trillion looks like? If you stack the $1 bills, where would it reach? Pluto or something like that? Nah, we brought it back to Earth. We're going to give you an idea. Here's $1 US, okay? Well, 100, that's a C note. $1 US won't buy anything. You stick it in your wallet and carry it around. Here's 10,000. It's not that much, actually. It's a lot smaller than you think. You can actually put it in the palm of your hand or in your suit pocket. Here is $1 trillion. Multiplier effect. See the little guy at the bottom left? That's a little guy, just to put it in human perspective. It's like having a pallet, a wood pallet stacked taller than you are and going way back and way forward. That's a lot of money.
Yes, by the way, all the gold in the world would be less than that in terms of size.
Really? If you had double stacked pallets that size, you'd have less gold than $1 trillion.
Half that size.
Well, heck, we better not even touch dollars, and we better just get our hands, grubby hands, with as much gold as we can in our lifetimes.
Yes, yes.
What do you buy then? Okay, this is a question repeated 40 times today. What do you buy? Do you buy physical gold? Do you buy Krugerrands? Do you buy maple leafs? Do you buy Chinese ingots? Do you buy American eagles? Or do you buy paper gold?
Well,
do
it
you buy
depends.
ETFs or
You can buy maple leaves, Krugerrands, any kind of gold or gold bars, kilo bars, half kilo bars,
a kilo of gold?
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Well, it's about, what is it, about 25,000 US?
Is that all? It's heavy, though. But anyway.
It's not that heavy. It's very small. You can carry it in your breast pocket.
You sound like that James Bond film. Remember Goldfinger?
Yes, Goldfinger.
He wouldn't travel without gold. He had gold plates in his car or something like that. I mean, if you had to choose one asset class, this would be it to you. There's no question about it?
No, let's put it this way. If I were told, since I'm in the financial field, that I have to go to jail for 10 years, and I have to put all my money into one asset class, and while in jail I have no access to telephone and to change my asset allocation, I would put everything into gold, because it will keep its purchasing power. I'm not sure about shares, I'm not sure about bonds, I'm not sure about commodities, and I'm not sure about real estate. Gold, at least, when I come out of jail, we can go drinking together.
I don't know what country you're thinking of getting jailed in, but not every government lets you hang on to your assets or wheel and deal before you get incarcerated.
You have to hide them.
Okay.
You better hide everything from governments. That's the #1 rule.
You don't mind if people challenge you, do you?
No problem.
Chris writes in from Massachusetts. He just came in literally seconds ago. He says, if no currency is tied to gold and gold is therefore not money, how can gold be worth more than things that can be purchased, be it electronics, semicons, whatever. It's already tripled in 6 years. How can it continue going up? Which dovetails with another question. There was a lot more stability in the world before Nixon took America off the gold standard. Do countries need to look at that once again? Anyway, Chris says you're wrong. So answer Chris. Talk to him.
Well, basically, the supply of gold, but that also applies to oil, is relatively limited. The supply of paper money is unlimited. So it's not that gold or oil necessarily goes up. It's the value of paper money that goes down against gold and against other commodities and real estate and so forth. And I'm sure that gold is not the best investment. There are always better investments than gold. But as I told you, if I had to go to jail for 10 years, I had to make one choice, I think I would put everything into gold.
You could also buy Citigroup stock and see if it goes back to 55.
Yeah, sure. I guarantee you. If Citigroup goes back to, say, $20, it's because of massive money printing in the world, but really massive money printing, and then all commodities will be much higher, and farmland will be higher, and the cost of your living will be higher, and the cost of coffee will be $200. You will need that $1 trillion that you just saw to buy a cup of coffee, like in Zimbabwe.
Ooh, that's very nasty there. I wonder how they must get really lower back pain carting all those bills around. Mike writes in, you talked about farmland.
Yes.
Don't you live on a farm? He says, Mark, you've recommended buying farmland in the past. Number one, do you own a farm? Says Mike, do we have that? Yeah. And if so, what do you grow on it? Is that where you keep your gold bars?
I'm a partner in a partnership in New Zealand. We have farmland there, and obviously there we don't grow hashish. But in the north of Thailand, I have some land, and we grow some good stuff.
Good stuff?
Yeah, good stuff. Makes you very happy.
When I'm hungry, food makes me happy.
Yeah, you come once to Chiang Mai, I take you on a trip.
The Golden Triangle.
No, the Golden Trip in Chiang Mai.
The Golden Trip, I see, okay. No white powder days for us. You sound kind of like, do you remember a gentleman named Howard Ruff?
Yes, yes.
The Rough Times. I mean, this kind of dates me, but that's back in the 70s.
Yes.
He was preaching, learn to use your guns, learn to shoot your dinner, have a year's supply of food saved up in your house, and buy lots and lots of free 65 bills of coin. It's almost like survivalism.
Yes, I think this economic crisis is very serious, and it will end with the next war. And in the next war, you will not have a conventional war, you will have dirty wars, and people, the hostile forces, they will be called in the West terrorists, but they will be just hostile forces. They will attack major urban centers. So you don't want to have your house in a financial center, you want to have a farm in the middle of nowhere. Nobody will drop a bomb on your farm in the middle of nowhere.
So become antisocial in the next generation, is what you're saying.
Don't
congregate around
I travel a lot in the world. I tell you, in the countryside, people are friendly, and in cities, they're antisocial because everybody mistrusts each other. And you want to meet friendly people, go to the countryside where people have a village and they know each other and so forth. In big cities, nobody knows his neighbor.
You used to, I've known and loved you for almost 2 decades since I first got to know you. You've always been the consummate gentleman, but you were noticeably testier when you lived in Hong Kong. Now that you live in the jungle, in the forest.
It's not exactly the jungle, although we have termites, and we have crocodiles, and we have elephants.
Now you've got a constant smile on your face. I think has your blood pressure gone down? I think it's good for the Constitution, isn't it?
No, I travel a lot, and I live on airplanes, and when I'm not traveling, I like to be somewhere where I have no visitors and where I can really focus on writing and reading. And I need some peace occasionally.
I hope someday I can be like you, because you're doing what my mother always told me to do. You are actually taking time and smelling the roses.
Yes.
Or at least the
And I have dogs.
Really?
Yes,
and you're a dog
very
lover.
vicious ones.
Very vicious.
They love me, but they are very vicious.
Very vicious. Hence, you don't want to visit Dr. Doom at home. Wait for him to come to you. Mark, always a pleasure, my friend. That'll do it for Confidential.
Hear more Bloomberg News reports on the Bloomberg Terminal at AV Go, on Bloomberg Television, and on Bloomberg Radio. Copyright